be great to come back here next year. But you got two other big things they have to worry about. It's Phil Jackson, Michael Jordan. So, I'm just going to take the rest of the summer and just relax and enjoy what's going on. And if I'm here next year, great. If I'm not, I guess I'll go elsewhere.
The Bulls all pumped up and psyched up and, of course, up on top of the world, Dixie. We break it down with Dennis Rodman. We've had him along for a ride here on Sports Sunday all year long. He's done nothing but just electrify everybody he's come in contact with.
Well, I knew, because I had coached him for 2.5 years, and I knew the kind of player he was. I knew that this man was a winner. He is the winningest basketball player in the last 10 years in this league. He's played on more winning teams and more wins, single-game wins, than any other player.
He even had some offense tonight.
That's right. He got 9 points. He was, this is a little stick back here, but look at him celebrate. This is what he does. Takes Sean Kemp, twists him up, forces cool. That. Yeah, stays cool. I mean, he did everything. I talked to him afterwards. He said, I came out here to do it all, to put it on my shoulders, to bring the crowd in, and to do what was necessary, as he said, to help this team win a championship. He said, I came to do what I wanted to do, and I did it.
I think one of the most special things we've seen from Dennis Rodman all year long is the way he's connected with the crowd, his blue-collar work, and the fans have just embraced him like nobody would have ever expected, especially when the Bulls, they used to hate the guy when he was with the Pistons, right?
Well, let me ask you a question, okay? Because you're always asking me questions. What did you really think of Dennis before you met him and got to know him on Sports Sunday?
I'll be honest, I thought some of the stuff he did was kind of cheap. I always thought he was a hard worker, but I questioned some of his antics because when he was with San Antonio, he wasn't really excited about playing in that playoffs, let his team down, and he explains that, hey, they lied to me as far as management, and that's why he quit on them, but he should have handled that off the court. You never let your team down on the court, and that's where I was disappointed in Dennis. But I agreed with you. I thought once he got in a good atmosphere with Michael Jordan, Phil Jackson, that this would be a perfect match, and we saw it all. And after the ball game, I had a chance.
Often, by the way, me asking you questions.
We can try a little bit later, but right now I'm going to ask Dennis a couple questions. We caught up with him in the hall. I would say right now this is your 3rd world title. You're doing it with a different team, celebrating with champagne and a warm lollipop.
Brother, gotta have it. This tastes just about as sweet as what we did tonight, but this is what it's all about. And the people, I gave the people what they wanted.
Can you talk about your night? You came out once again on fire. People were questioning the flopping, the antics, and all that, but you just came out like a yeoman and got the job done.
I do what I do. And if it's flopping, great. If it's acting one game, this one game, it all works out in the end. You can't be a genius all in one night. It all
Did you just come out and just say, I'm going to go wild and crazy? I'm going to get 1 billion rebounds. I'm going to be all over the place. I'm going to throw my body all over the place. Go nuts. Is that the plan?
That was the plan. That was the plan for me to go out there and do something that sparked the team. We didn't have no spark all game long. And the 3rd quarter, I got to go do something. I have to do something to get this team over the hump. 3rd quarter, it was over the hump.
Now, you said if they won a championship, you'd be back.
I would love to be back. It's just according to what their organization want to do with me. What they want to do to me. And I gave the city what they want. I promised the city I will bring a championship here. I'm back here, and they need to back it up with, to me.
What has to happen for you to get back? People are talking about demanding $10 million and all these other things in the newspaper. In your mind, what would have to happen to make sure Dennis Rodman's a Bull?
Just appreciate what I do and how I do it and what I bring to the game of basketball, what I bring to the city. And I'm not asking for $10 million. What would be good for me will be enough for me to help me and my little girl. That's about it. I'm not greedy.
How about this, Dennis? 9.8. Would you take 9.8?
9.8. I'd take 9.8. I'd take maybe 8 million. But right now, I don't want to talk about money. I want to celebrate this. All
right. Can you come back next year and play the same way? Do you feel that strong?
Of course. I have no problem with that. My body's in great physical condition. My mind is mentally prepared to come back and try to defend what is ours. And if I don't come back and do it, I need to get out of here.
Dennis, you did it with the Bad Boys. You've now done it with the Bulls, which many people consider the best team ever. How does this one rate in your mind?
I think it rates among the best just because of the satisfaction. I've been on a lot of duress over the last 3 or 4 years. I've fought the NBA. I've fought the system. I did this. I've done that. And now I said, I will have the last laugh this year towards the media, towards the critics, towards the NBA. And, you know, I'm not smiling yet, but Joker's among us right now.
Talk to me about that, the redemption season. I mean, everybody had doubts coming in. Oh, Dennis will junk up this team and tarnish it. But all of a sudden, you've captured this city. You've helped them win a title. You brought energy. You have your own show. You have your own lollipop. I mean, could it get any better for you right now?
That's not all important. I think what's important is what I did tonight. You know, you can have all the gimmicks, you can have all the ideas and things like that, but if it's not rewarding in the end, it ain't worth a damn. And tonight it was rewarding for me. You know, you can toss all the money out the window. This is what's happening out here.
As far as what's happening out here, Dennis Rodman on the court tonight in victory in Game 6, 19 rebounds, 9 points, 11 offensive boards. That ties an NBA record. Dennis was on fire. You were on fire during that interview. I think you were. Did you win a championship tonight? You were that excited.
I won a few championships, not at this level, but I know the feeling, and I guess the feeling returns because I was feeling the electricity of the moment, and especially for my friend Dennis Rodman. I was so happy to see all of the things and travails that he's gone through, and I was happy to see the conclusion, and that conclusion was, here was a guy who said, I will be a blue-collar worker, I will embrace this city, I will do a job, I will do the dirty work. He did it, and fulfilled the promise.
And what a ride it's been. I'm glad we were along for this one. It has been spectacular. And we're just getting warmed up here at the United Center following up the World Championship effort by the Chicago Bulls. They beat the Seattle Supersonics 4-2. And we're going to stick around for a couple more. Stay here. We'll have Sports Sunday coming up after this.
Major salute to the legend D-Rod, the Worm, Dennis Rodman, and the greatest team of all time. And that first three-peat Bulls team is one of the greatest teams of all time also. But I hope you enjoyed this re-upload. I am re-uploading a lot of Bulls footage that I was actually there for because this platform is very discriminatory and ridiculous when it comes to most content creators. I mean, when it comes to, you know, music artists overseas, they can just copy and paste anything and their monetization won't be penalized. But for most of us, they just say, hey, you have reused content, and they will not let you know what video or short is reused content. So that is the reason I am re-uploading this and other press conferences and behind-the-scenes footage. But if there's one video that I know is not out there, is this one. You know, but I'm just being safe and cautious and re-uploading the things that I have put on this channel already, and that is the reason I have not put up other Bulls press conferences and footage. And I will not, I don't think, be putting up Mike's press conferences because all that stuff is out there already. But like I say, things like this and interviews and championship locker room interviews from other players, it's not out there. So hopefully this will solve the issue, you know. But isn't it a doggone shame how I was there for this? I bleed Bulls red. Everybody knows this. So what, just because you think or somebody thinks it came from VCR that it's not mine? You know, someone who is younger, who wasn't even born when I was making videos and producing videos. I have a photography background, okay? I mean, I've been behind the camera since before the year 1990. It's footage and pictures of all this. So how dare some individual have the audacity and gall to tell the Mexican something is reused content? But hey, I'm trying to figure it out. It may not be any of these Bulls footage that I've uploaded. It could be something else, you know, that they don't see my face in the video, you know. But the rules are not the same for everybody. I think their policy, it even lets you know that. It's up to their discretion to pay who they want and kick off the platform who they want. So shout out all y'all Skadiers, and shout out everybody in the world who has love for the 90s Bulls. Skadi the world, Chico.